Hey, Scott here. I'm going to provide my thoughts on riding ALine so that in the event I can ever get back to Whistler, I will be able to remind myself what it was like. And hopefully, in the off chance that you come across this video, maybe it helps you too. So here's my thoughts. The video that you see on the screen is me riding a moderately sized jump trail in North Carolina. The only reason I'm doing that is because I didn't GoPro me on A-line, but this will just give you an idea as to my skill level, which is probably like beginner to beginner intermediate. The friend is following me in this video, so that's me in the front. And the difference in A-line versus this trail is I really felt like the trail I'm riding here, it's more open with areas to stop and maybe get back onto the trail safely. A-line, people are flying. This trail, I really have to pedal to get some of the bigger jumps. But at A-line, I think if you're really good at berms, which I'm not really great at berms, but you might not have to pedal at all. I mean, people are just moving so fast. So here's my thoughts on A-lines. One, ride it as soon as it opens. There's far less people. I got lucky and rode it after it rained, and so I think a lot of people didn't realize it had opened up. And one of the tricks, the second thing is if the top section's closed, like it was for me, when you're going up the chairlift, you can see the second section to the right underneath the chairlift. It was actually open. And so I think maybe people didn't realize that or sort of the word hadn't gotten out yet. So we were able to sneak in because we took Blue Line to Ninja Cougar, and that takes you directly to the second section of A Line. So if the top's closed, which is only just a few jumps, then you can go to the second section if it's open. And so that's what we did. And it was great because it was less crowded. So that'd be my second thing is just pay attention to that second section. The third is understanding and knowing that pre-riding to me is a bit of a paradox. You're supposed to pre-ride, re-ride, and then free ride. But on A-line, I just don't know how you pre-ride and keep that flow, that trail speed flow that you need in order to clear things. And they are tabletops for the most part, so that's doable. But I mean, just from the sense that there are people flying behind you. So the whole sense of a pre-ride on the most popular and the most traveled jump trail in the world, I don't know, it seems kind of tough to me. So that's my only advice to myself is just remember go. Go full speed maybe maybe don't try to pull off and stop. I made that mistake and it was kind of hard and scary to get back onto the trail. Um, and maybe that'd be my next piece of advice. If you do have to pull off, maybe try not to stop until well after the moon booter at least. I think that's probably good advice. Just go ahead and keep going, keep going, keep going with speed, and maybe just don't stop until you get after that. I think there's a straightaway, and at the end of the straightaway, if I'm not mistaken, is where it ends up after the moon booter, and that'd be a nice place to stop. I think it's where most people coalesce, unless they're stopping up on top of the booter in order to really tee that thing up. But I was just pre-riding, not looking to send the moon booter at all, really. Next piece of advice is don't start A-line until, if you're just doing it the first time and you're not comfortable, until nobody's teed up behind you. There's a long line of people wanting to do A-line. I waited till all that cleared out, and that was nice because, there was just nobody teed up waiting, pressing us to go. And it turns out I pulled off the trail prematurely, and then like 12 super fast riders flew right by me. So even when I thought there was nobody teed up behind me, clearly some folks were just really moving and caught up to me fast. So it's going to be tough to do on such a popular trail, but if possible, just try not to get people teed up behind you. Next piece of advice, when you come up to the rock drop, pay attention. There's a ride around to the right with some berms, and you can take those. And then there's a great stopping place after the rock drop that you can really get a sense and watch people hit that rock drop and that huge catch berm, which is both being a lot bigger than I expected. And then they launch off that ski jump next. And taking it to the right, I got to take the smaller jump and kind of get a sense of not having to hit that rock drop without taking a look at it. So seriously, very, very good. I love that they made that cut around to the right. And finally, my last piece of advice, I guess, would be that, I thought Seymour was fine in terms of progression. I just don't know that it almost makes me think there needs to be a level between Seymour and A-line because the speed on A-line is just so much faster than Seymour. And the jumps are obviously bigger, but I just don't know that, I was clearing Seymour fine. And then when I got to A-line, it was like, oh wow, this is much bigger and much faster. So I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, if you do Seymour, you'll be fine. You can go full send on A-line. Don't worry about it. And I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I felt like that maybe there needed to be a progression in between there. So it's great practice. Seymour has great jumps. It just seems to me like there might be a little bit more of a middle ground there. But still, I don't know if there is, and maybe there is, and I just missed it or didn't. I really didn't do any research on Seymour or A-line anyway. So maybe there is at Whistler, and I didn't catch that. I just went off what everyone said when I got there, and what a buddy of mine had told me. But yeah, for me, A-line is just really all about speed and the size of the jump. So. Can't really give you too much more advice than that. Maybe watch the YouTube videos and just sort of get a better sense of the jumps than I did. But I really think I just need to go back and spend more days there, more than just one run, one pre-ride on the last day. I need to go spend a few days and really kind of work on the A-line. Not sure I'll ever get back there to do that, but that's my thoughts. So if you come across it, hope that helps. Hope this helps me if I ever come across this again.